MNB was born after the patrons observed the countless youths who were heading to destruction after their high school and university days due to lack of guidance, inspiration, motivation, and more so bringing them to reality of life beyond their institution life that serves as incubators within a controlled environment. MNB patronage is drawn from qualified and inspirational born-again mature leaders who are an authority in their own circles of life. The patronage is a voluntary engagement of people who have a burden of this generation. The founders, Maurice Mushiri, Timothy Mokoba, and Pastor George Nyele, who have an extensive experience in dealing with the youth for over 10 years within their respective churches. They are also accomplished entrepreneurs and feel a need to give back their experiences to this generation.
I want to believe it wasn't MNB from the beginning, but it was something that dropped in my heart. Back in my youth days, when I was as young as 19, when I finally recognized that I need to give my life to Christ, I felt a move from the first day when I knew about salvation, just after my high school days. I found myself so much in love and passionate about anybody who was younger than me. And my passion was very easy. It was like, when I see a young person younger than me, I feel like I have something to input into that person. Be it a girl, growing up, a man. And that's how I formed up a passion towards the young people. When I went to church, and my pastor gave me a chance also to minister to the young people, I found myself always in the moment of crying when I look at their lives as opposed to what's ahead of them. So Mentorship and Beyond was born out of a passion that I had carried for quite a number of years. I taught young children. I remember carrying young kids from their mothers' hands, taking them to a place, teaching them when I was in college, taking them back. But when I left college, then the passion grew. I became passionate about anybody young. And I found that God had given me a message to anoint the young people. Back then it was just more passion, but today, looking at MNB, if I have to describe the bigger picture of MNB, literally we are looking at an ecosystem as a revolution. It's something that is going to be here long after we go. And I borrow a leaf from Griffin and the NYS story. So just a movement that was just trying to help young people when they leave school before they go to campus to have some basic skills about life. And now you can see the movement that has been here forever. It's all over the world. And so Mentorship and Beyond, the word Beyond is deliberate because it's not about only a relationship about making you become, but it's beyond because it's going to be an ecosystem that then affects societies. It's not a matter of just getting mentored and moving on. So today's vision of Mentorship and Beyond is having a movement that is going to be an ecosystem, self-sustaining on its own and impacting. Whoever gets in and out is impacted by this particular movement long after even the founders and even the people who are going to be impacted after they go is something that's going to be moving on and on. It's basically a legacy we're trying to create here as a generation.
For MNB, basically it's a program that we've looked at how we are able to mature the youth in a holistic manner. And we thought of an analogy, and when you look at a fruit, you have to look at a fruit. If a fruit is not giving you the kind of quality that you expect, then would you go and start putting nutrients in the fruit? No, you have to go deeper, go down and look at the nutrients, what is feeding the fruit. So we realized we have to go down and look at the core of what is afflicting or challenging the youths, because what challenges the youth is what finally ends up challenging humanity across the board. Now, in the very first meeting, what we said was, let's focus on mentorship. We focus on mentorship, and it's from that first meeting that we came up with the four pillars of mentorship. Okay, and this we said was the private pillar. In the private pillar, we are looking at an individual. We are looking at the intra-personal relationship, because if you do not know who you are, then the world will tell you who you should be. So we focused on that. The first one, the private pillar. Then the next one was the personal pillar. And then the personal pillar, we look at the interpersonal relationships. So how do you relate with other people? Now that you know who you are, how do you relate with other people? Then the third pillar was the professional pillar. We realized most of the young guys have a lot of challenges in trying to define the sort of career that fits into their personality and what they're called to do by God. Most of the time we realize the careers that they end up taking is what has been forced on them by their parents. So people go through high school, they go to college, and after college it's then that they come up and totally confused, and it's then that they pick a line in terms of what they need to do in life. So we have the professional pillar that now works with them to discover who they are. And as well in the professional pillar, we have quite a number of the young people who have an entrepreneurship streak. Now they do not know exactly how they need to go about it. Now it's in the professional pillar as well that we are able to channel them and package them properly and give them all the skill that they need so that they are able to become good in the entrepreneurship journey. And then the fourth pillar is the public pillar. Now the public pillar focuses on now the individual and the rest of the world.
The church is not left behind in any season, because in the pillars that we deal with, the private pillar that deals with the man himself, the source of the man who is God, it is never left behind, because even the gifting, the talenting, they all originate from God. Therefore the church is very much involved in every activity, because one has to realize himself from the spiritual part of it. Okay, this far, I can really say that there is so much that has happened between the mentees and the mentors in matters of discipline, matters of realizing oneself, because if we don't put into considerations the one from the house until now one becomes, it's a process, yes, but we have to put together the mentor and the mentee so that all of them can go hand in hand, so we can see change. We normally have activities. We decided that every year at least there must be a major activity going outside there and telling people about Christ. Therefore we started one in Kaminyange area, it is in Kirinyaga. We had 1 week mission whereby we had invited so many people outside us, and we had crusades house to house, and we saw souls come to Christ, and we were very happy with that. So it was an exposure to the mentees to go outside there and give the word of God to them that do not know. Last year we had a different one at Kibwea, that is Kandara, Murang'a County. It was unique by itself because we had invited the speakers who are specifically addressing issues that are really affecting the youth, the abuse of the drugs, the alcohol, and we had put a big tent and we were speaking to them and we were cooking for them. We could see, drunkards, they come into the meeting. It was so special, and we thank God because of giving us that opportunity. Therefore, every year we are trying to find an activity to make them, go outside there and also preach what we have been preached to.
Once people enroll and get on the program, then they will be able to join up quite a number of initiatives that are happening. One of the initiatives is we want to have farmers You know, in the 80s, during the Moi era, Kenya was really an agricultural economy, and that really boosted our economy quite big time. And we have seen a number of information age coming to change a number of things in the economy, but then we believe farming still remains the key thing, because when you look today, our biggest contributor in the economy is still agriculture. So you're saying these young mentees, you need to become farmers. So we have an AfriFarm kind of a structure where we shall have a number of them in there, and that is not tutorial, it's not agricultural class, it's a farming class. They are going to go out there and farm, where we look for market and secure markets for them, and then whatever they farm, they have already market to sell. That way, we are going to really bring up a new crop of individuals who are able to do farming and at a different level. Of course, using technology. The other box we have, part of an initiative, is the gift talent. We call it gift talent. It has two components. We have the art, where art will be involved quite a number of things, right? Script writing, we have poetry, we have quite a number. Guys have different skills out there. They have different calling and talent they want to nurture. We have dancing. We have guys that are others are in sports. So we have the art and we have sports. On sports, our desire, we have done a pilot before, where we have taken Kasarani for a case study and be able to bring up so many young people who have small village teams out there and be able to identify a few talents. We want to bring it to a new level, and in partnership with some talent institutes, like Talanta Institute, that is run around Thika Road. We want to have a partnership and see how do you grow these talents to maturity and be able to hook them up to the real world out there. So you're saying someone even who was brought up in Karen, in Lavington, or in our first estate, so to say, is able to come down and be able to understand someone who's brought up in a slum, for instance, able to work together. You find even in the work environment, you find these two people really have a clash so much, because they are not able really to listen together. And you're saying in M&B, we are not putting it high or low. We are teaching you that there is a place in life of a human soul that you need to consider for everybody as equal. So we're trying to bring out a balanced person going forward.
I joined M&B quite early, when it was still like a fellowship group, where we used to meet and pray and share issues, and it was still more of a family. I am a team leader, I'm part of the secretariat, where basically I'm more like a link from the patrons to us guys. So basically the secretariat, our purpose would be execution and strategy. So basically we want guys to do, let's say, we are doing a pillar on spiritual growth. How are we going to bring this down to the members? This is the vision that the patrons have, so how are we going to bring this down to the members? So either we are going to be having Bible studies every once in a week, we are going to be doing a book in the Bible, we are going to be doing a spiritual book, and whatever it might be. So it's unto us for us to mobilize the people, put them in groups, know how we're going to do it, strategy and everything.
I came to know MLB through my friend called Brian. Well, he's also my classmate. When we were talking about ideas, he introduced me to MLB, and I remember it was a day before the launch of season 2. A day before the launch of season 2. We arranged the meeting with Morris and the mentors at the National Museum. We met there, we talked, and I saw how amazing they were. They saw how our idea was, they encouraged us, and that was the best part about it, the motivation. They tell you they have gone through that path already, so they already know what you're going through, and that was the best part during the launch. So we decided to join MLB.
It's an interesting forum, especially for the young people. Out there, it's very difficult to find someone who will come talk to you about life out there beyond what you know, what you're taught in school, what you learn from your parents, your friends. So you get to meet these mentors who are ready to hold your hand, take you through the mentorship process. And I've been empowered, and now I can say I view life in a very different way, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship as a whole.
I never pictured myself being a mentor, but I'd say I'm in the path of being a mentor too. I feel I can actually right now I can actually sit or stand somewhere and talk to someone and impact someone's life, and I can actually choose my right words to invite people and call them into joining MLB, since it's becoming a big thing. it's really a big thing.
I think the first best moment is the different people that brings to us. We really have a lot of different people coming through, like coming for our meetings. You will just hear of, I don't know, Talanta Institute, they're coming. You just meet a lot of people. The second thing is the outdoor events that we have. Like we've had 2 hikes which have been, I don't know, tiresome. Like, guys in Limas, it's been a journey, I can tell you. Like, akutakosa lesson, even in our hikes, kutakuwa tu na lesson from Pastor Makori, hi. So yeah, so I think those have been the highlights of MNB. I can say MNB is a nurturing place. It's a place where you get nurtured. You want to become a singer, you want to become a pastor, you want to become a minister, you want to become a celebrity, you want to become, I don't know, good in your career, you want to become the best, you want to follow through with your life plans, your life goals, you want to become the best dad, the best mom, the best youth. You become that thing that you want to become. You will get it here in MNB. Here's where you will get to see all of those people. Combination, Mashakura, Yawati. It is where you will meet all those kinds of people who have actually made it in life. Hence, you will also be able to make it in life. Because of MNB, I want to become.
Because of MNB, I have become.
Because of MNB, I want to become.
Because of MNB, I am becoming.
I welcome you to MNB. MNB is the place to be, because outside there you will not find one to care for you, but we are caring for you. We need to be made to become what God purposed us to become. Therefore, come to MNB. It is an interdenominational. We know it is for everyone. Therefore, come and listen for yourself, and I believe that you will become. You will not be the same again. Welcome.
MNB.
Making you become.